This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the DC Multiverse Kingdom Come Superman and Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. Now, taking a look at the front of both boxes, we can see that the figures are showcased in the standard DC Multiverse window box packaging. Turning both boxes around, we can see images of the characters at the top, and at the center, images of the Collect and Connect Lobo figure, and on the left, all four figures from this wave. So with the boxes out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. And here is Superman and Green Lantern out of their boxes. And man, these are two really cool figures from Mattel. I absolutely love the Kingdom Come storyline, and Kyle Rayner is my personal favorite Green Lantern. Now that's not to say these figures do have some problems, in which I'll discuss, and that were pretty disappointing. But with those things, I still absolutely love these pieces for what they are. They're two totally cool figures, and I cannot wait to check them out with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figures, let's take a look at their accessories. So we do get an okay amount of accessories for both figures. For Superman, we get the upper torso and necklace for the Collect and Connect Lobo figure. We also get two interchangeable hands. And for Green Lantern, we get the legs for Lobo, his power battery, and a Green Lantern effect piece. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Kingdom Come Superman and Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Kyle Rayner and Superman. Now, I'm going to start off with Superman first. So I absolutely love the Kingdom Come storyline. Those books were just so amazing. I actually read Kingdom Come once a year. One of my all-time favorite stories, and it's really cool that we're getting that version of Superman in this multiverse line. I will say this, it looks great. I love the head sculpt. I think that looks fantastic. I really do feel like they captured Alex Ross's artwork fairly decent in that head sculpt. I think it looks great. I love the paint apps. We even got a little bit of like blue wash in the hair. You kind of see that around there. I think that looks really, really nice. I love the long cape and whatnot. I can't remember off the top of my head if the Kingdom Come Superman had a big yellow S on the cape. I'm almost positive it did, so it might be missing from this version, but I do like that it's a more softer, rubbery type of plastic and whatnot, but it works out pretty good and I do like it. The overall build is really nice. Nice gold belt buckle. That Kingdom Come Superman logo with the black against it like that just looks great. I love the lining of this on the boots and whatnot. I will say, this is probably just more of a preference thing or a nitpick. He's a little slim to be the Kingdom Come Superman. Because, Alex Ross tends to paint his characters a little bulkier, especially Superman and whatnot, so it feels a little slim in that regard. It's not terrible, and you might not even care, but that's more for me, and that's probably me just nitpicking because I love that book so much, but this figure does look great. So all the accessories we have for Superman himself is interchangeable hands, so we got a close-fisted hands, and we got these fight-posing hands, and those are just on standard pegs like that, but they do work out very nice. And I do like that a ton. We also got parts for the Build-A-Figure Lobo. We'll check that out in a later video. So let's take a look at the articulation. Head's on a ball joint, does roll around a bit, does turn left and right, does not look up and down all that much. That is one of the most depressing things I ever see on a Superman figure, especially with Mattel. Mattel needs to get a disc engine there in these figures desperately, especially for their flying characters. He cannot look up at all. That sucks and that's stupid, and yeah, Mattel really needs to get on the ball with that. Arms can go full 360, up and out about that far. We get a single bend at the elbow, which actually works out very nice. Rotation at the bicep, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get an ab crunch back and forth like so. Swivel at the waist. Hip joints, they kick forward that much, back a little bit. Splits perfectly. Rotation in the upper thigh. We got a double jointed knee that worked out very nice. Ankle joints at the point of the toe up and down, and no ankle rockers. So pretty cool figure. I love Superman and I love the Kingdom Come version. So really cool, nice piece to add to the Multiverse collection. All right, so now we're gonna look at Kyle Rayner here. This is personally my favorite Green Lantern. Now I know not to a lot of people, but for me, he was just a very unique character. He's an artist like myself. I adore this character. His suit, I always loved his mask was a little more, almost like armor, in compared to like Hal Jordan and other Green Lanterns. His gauntlets were always really cool. We did get Kyle Rayner in the DCUC line, but never in his actual classic gear, like his first appearance gear. Now we're finally getting the DC Multiverse line, and it looks really great. I love the head sculpt of that. I love that face mask. I've always been a big fan. I cannot speak right now, so slap me. But again, we got that blue wash in the hair. It just looks really, really nice. I love his gauntlets. The whole chest logo right there with the Green Lantern with those split black and white looks great. His power battery is a really nice accessory. I dig that a ton. The boots and everything look really, really nice. This is a beautiful looking figure. This is one I was looking forward to the most because, again, my personal favorite Green Lantern. I'm going to take this off right here, and we'll talk about a couple things. This glove forearm popped right off as soon as I opened the package. That sucks. Because it's not broken by any means. There's no broken plastic. It's just not an actual proper peg from what I noticed. There's no actual peg in a socket. It's just on a stump, and they just glued this forearm onto that stump. That's not good engineering. That's not good design. That actually completely sucks. Because then you get situations like this, where I guess the glue wasn't dried enough out of the factory, and it just popped off like that. And I was like, what the heck? That's not supposed to happen. So it's an easy fix, but design-wise, that's terrible. They should have an actual peg, not just a stump, and you just push that on like that. That's just not a good design. So I'm actually going to leave that off here. So while I'm talking about that, I'm going to show the articulation real quick. So the head is on a ball joint, does turn left and right, rolls around a bit. Again, no real up and down with flight characters. That should be a necessity. Arms can go full 360, up and out about that far. Rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, which actually works out really nice. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. Swivel at the waist. He does have an ab crunch. Okay, it is there. But if we can, let's see, there's a little split seam right here going along the side of the panel of his body. You can see where when you try to crunch it right about there in that spot, you will see how it kind of splits. And yeah, very, very disappointing and very concerning because, if I was more rougher with my figures and whatnot and then checking these things out, an average person might have just tried to crunch it forward, and that would have completely split, and boom, you got a completely broken figure, and that would really, really suck. So hip joints can kick forward that much, back not so much, splits out perfectly, rotation in the upper thigh, we got double jointed knees, and ankles go up and down. So no ankle rocker. What I also do like, and just try and put this back on right there. Again, this can be glued, so I'm not too worried about that aspect right there. I love the ring, but still, that's just an overall really bad design. We also do get this effect piece, which is really nice. It's like a fired construct and whatnot. It's cool for the most part. I do like the molding of it, and it just kind of shaped it like a fist in the inside, where it kind of just fits perfectly on the wrist or the hand like that, and that actually works out really, really cool. The only thing I have a problem with that is it almost looks like a yellow construct, because it's so neon green that it almost comes off yellow. And again, that's probably just a nitpick as far as for me, my taste and whatnot, but it doesn't look green enough and whatnot. Like if you bring in this effect piece from my Doctor Strange figure from Mezco, you can tell this is way more green than this is, and I think something like this kind of color tone, just a clear green plastic, would have been a lot better than that. But again, that's probably just a nitpick, but still, I do like the sculpting of that quite a bit. So again, I love this character, man, but the forearm part popping off and the waist just not working, it really, really sucks. But I still think if those issues weren't there, it would make me love this figure a lot, because I do think he's very well done. Again, my personal favorite Lantern is really, really cool. I think both of these figures are really nicely done. I really love what Mattel is doing with the DC Multiverse line. I do think they're kind of, getting better and better as we go. But the QC issues on this guy kind of ruins it for me a little bit. But overall, hopefully you don't have those problems, because I think they're really cool, and I think they are definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are sitting next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here they are sitting next to Kid Flash and Batman Beyond, also from this wave that I've already previously reviewed. And just for fun, here they are standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the DC Multiverse Kingdom Come Superman and Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. Now overall, I think these are two really cool figures that we've gotten from Mattel. I absolutely love the Kingdom Come Superman because, again, that's one of my all-time favorite storylines, and I'm pretty stoked that we finally got him in the DC Multiverse. Now, Kyle Rayner, my personal favorite Green Lantern. I was so stoked to finally get him in his classic look in this line, and he really is a cool figure, and I do like him. The only issues, and hopefully it's just with mine, is the QC. His right arm completely just fell off, and his torso does not want to crunch whatsoever, and I'm really afraid that he's gonna break on me. But still, even with those issues, I think these are two really kick-ass pieces, and I think they are definitely a must-get. So I give these figures a rating of 3 Bat Bombs out of 5. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.